Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel of gibmock.com. I hope you all are doing good. You all are prepping hard for your upcoming examination. So guys, today's topic is management, and you all know that management is common to RBI grade B, NABARD grade B, and also the SEBI grade A. So it's one of the topic which can get you the decent marks by putting minimum effort. So you just need to understand the concept clarity, and then it's the static part. So by putting minimum effort, you can get the decent marks. Okay. So guys, in this video we have come up with the MCQs on leadership style, and in the next video we will cover all the leadership theories and every topic of leadership. Okay. So without wasting time, let's get started with the first question. So it's kind of a case study question, guys. So it says Aditya is a team leader and works for ABC company. While working on an important project, he guides his team members on what and how to perform tasks. The leader also encourages all the employees to share their experience, suggestion, and includes them in decision making process. However, Aditya takes the ultimate decision. Okay, so which type of leadership style Aditya is following? Guys, you can comment your answers. You can genuinely assess your preparation level. You can genuinely assess your preparation level, how prepared you are for the examination. Okay, for the timing, I'll tell you the answer. The correct answer for this question is option D, that is democratic participative leadership style. Okay, we will move on to the next explanation part. If I talk about the democratic participative leadership style in details, under this style, leaders invite and encourages the team members to play an important role in decision making process. Though the ultimate decision making power rests with the leader, okay, the leader also guides the employees on what to perform and how to perform, while the employees communicate to their leader their experience and the suggestions, if any. Okay, and we will also learn the advantages and disadvantages under this leadership style. So one of the biggest advantage under this leadership style is it leads to the satisfied, motivated, skilled employees. Okay, employees they feel satisfied because they feel like they have an equal role in running the team. Okay, they feel the sense of empowerment and they feel the sense of responsibility, and it leads to the job satisfaction. It improves the job satisfaction. Okay, and also consequently it leads to an optimistic work environment. Okay, and also one of the main advantages of this leadership style is it encourages creativity, because once the people feel the sense of responsibility, they come with the out of box ideas. They come with a different kind of solution rather than coming with the traditional solution. Okay, they think differently. They come with a creative solution, creative ideas. Okay, so it encourages the creativity. And if I talk about the disadvantages under this leadership style, it is quite time consuming, just because the leaders analyzes all the suggestions of team members, and doing that it takes little bit of time. So decision making process is very slow. It takes time to come with a decision, and it is ineffective during crisis situation. As I said, the decision making process is very slow, and crisis situation demands a quick decision making. You need to decide quickly under the crisis situation. So this leadership style is ineffective during crisis situation, and it is very rare for a team to reach a consensus. That is also one of the disadvantages. Okay, so guys, let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. It says a leader of an organization strictly follows the organizational rules and regulations, and the leader also ensures that employee of the organization also follows the rules and regulation. Promotion is also given to employees on the basis of employees' ability to adhere to organizational rules. Which type of leadership style the leader is following? Okay, I'll tell you the answer. The answer for this question is option number B, that is bureaucratic leadership style. So guys, let's move on to the explanation part of bureaucratic leadership. So, bureaucratic leadership was postulated by Max Weber in 1947. You need to remember that that bureaucratic leadership theory was given by Max Weber. And under this style, leaders strictly adhere to the organizational rules and policies. Also, they make sure that the employees team also strictly follows the rules and procedures. Okay, and this leadership style gradually develops over time. It is more suitable when safe work condition and quality are required. And there are organizations which are which practices this leadership style, such as military organizations, military services, public and government entities, governmental offices, where regulations and standard are of great importance. Okay, you will see that under the military services or governmental offices there are laid down rules and regulations, and employees or members need to follow that rules and regulations. Okay, under this leadership style there are advantages and disadvantages. If I talk about the advantages first, under this leadership style there is a clearly defined roles. Okay, all the team members, they know their roles, they play accordingly their roles. Okay, and also, as I said earlier, it works well when regulation and standard are the priority. Okay, and bureaucratic leadership can be very efficient. It is also one of the advantages under this leadership style. So guys, if I talk about the disadvantages, it limits, the biggest disadvantages under this leadership style is it limits creativity. Since the team members, they have the clearly defined roles, they must carry out tasks in the way stipulated by the organization and its rules. So this stifles creativity significantly. Okay, that is why it limits the creativity of the team members. And also the competition is discouraged. Okay, and adaptation to change is difficult and slow. That is also one of the main disadvantages under this leadership style, because the bureaucratic leaders often find it difficult to adapt to change. The whole point of bureaucracy, is to create a system that works the same way all the time. It is based on the idea that the system works yesterday, the system worked yesterday, it will also work for today and in the future. So the adaptation, all the regulations, rules are laid down, so it's quite changing process is very slow, and adaptation to change is difficult and slow. That is what it is talking about. Okay, so guys, let's move on to the next question number 3. It is asking what kind of leadership style is best suited when employees are completely skilled, loyal, experienced and intellectual. So guys, the answer to this question is that is laissez-faire leadership style, option number C. Let's move on to the explanation part of laissez-faire leadership style. So under this leadership style, leader totally trust their employees team to perform the job themselves. Okay, there is a complete freedom for followers to make decisions, and the employees are expected to solve problems on their own. Just the leaders provide the tools and resources needed. Okay, power is also handed over to followers, and there is a very little guidance from the leaders. And this leadership style works only when the employees are skilled, loyal, experienced and intellectual. So if I talk about the advantages under this leadership style, it can work. One of the biggest advantages, it motivates the team members, and it can work for motivated teams with high expertise and skills. And again, one of the main advantages under this leadership style is it promotes creativity. Since the followers have the complete freedom to make decisions, okay, they come up with the new ideas, and it consequently it promotes the creativity among the followers. Okay, and it increases job satisfaction and personal growth. It is also one of the reason behind the job satisfaction and personal growth is just because there is a complete freedom for followers to make decisions, and also they have the sense of power, sense of responsibility, so it creates the job satisfaction among them. Okay, and guys, if I talk about the disadvantages under this leadership style, it can reduce productivity and accountability. Because some leaders might even take advantages of this style as a way to avoid personal responsibility for the group's failure. Okay, when goals are not met, the leaders can blame members of the team for not completing tasks and living up to the expectation. So there is a low accountability under this leadership style, okay? And also there is a lack of role awareness, because in some situation what happens under this style, there is no defined role for the team members. And since the team members receive little to no guidance, they receive no guidance from the leader, so they might not be really sure what to do and how to do about their role within the group, okay? So that creates the lack of role awareness under this leadership style. And there is also poor involvement of the leader with the group. Generally these kind of leaders are often seen as uninvolved and withdrawn from the group, okay, which might lead to a lack of cohesiveness within the group. So guys, let's move on to the next question. Question number 4. It is asking to name the leadership style under which leader must be able to have proven competencies in their field, as they are responsible for making almost all of the decision at the workplace. Okay, guys, I'll tell you the answer. So answer to this question is option number A, that is autocratic leadership style. So we will quickly move on to the explanation part. Under this leadership style, leader has complete command and hold over the employees. Employees or followers, they cannot put forward their views even if they are best for the team or organizational interest. They cannot criticize or question the leader's way of getting things done. The leader himself gets the things done, okay? There are advantages and disadvantages under this leadership style. So if I talk about the advantages first, one of the biggest advantages, it leads to the speedy decision making. Since one person takes all the decisions, since the leader only takes the decision without consulting, it leads to the speedy decision making, okay? And there is a clear chain of command. Since all have the defined roles and leader takes the decision himself, it there is a clear chain of command, okay? And as I told earlier, that there is a speedy decision making under this leadership style, so it handles the crisis situation effectively. So it is also one of the main advantages under this leadership style. It works well where strong directive leadership is needed, okay? Let's come to the disadvantages part. So one of the main disadvantages under this leadership style is there is a greater employee absenteeism, and there is a system of dependence, because people depend on the leader to take decision. Leader only takes the decision, so it creates a system of dependence. And it also promotes the low morale among the employees. It hurts the morale of the employees, because people tend to feel happier and perform better when they feel like they are making contribution to the organization, okay, a contribution to the decision making process. Since autocratic leaders typically do not allow input from team members or followers, the members feel dissatisfied and stifled. So ultimately it lowers their morale. Okay, and it also creates a lack of trust between the leaders and the followers. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. It's asking to name the leadership type under which leader builds enduring greatness through a paradoxical combination of personal humility and professional will. This type of leaders are also modest, shy, and fearless, and possess the capability to transform an organization from good to great. Okay, so there are 4 options. You can try to attempt this question, okay? It's one of the important question. It might be the probable question for your upcoming examination, okay? So let me tell you the answer. The answer for this question is option number B, that is label 5 leadership. Under this leadership, the personal humility and professional will is one of the key words you need to remember, okay? So let's move on to the explanation part. So I have put the image for the label 5 hierarchy. What is this? You can go through that. Label 1, what is label 1? Label 2 leaders, label 3 leaders, label 4 leaders, and under the label 5 leaders, it is called also the executives, and they build enduring greatness through a paradoxical combination of personal humility plus professional will. Guys, you need to remember this keyword, humility plus will. That is, that the theory given by the Jim Collins. And guys, the level 5 leadership type is the important leadership type from the examination point of view. Others are not that important. You can go through that, but you need to remember the level 5 leadership type. Okay, so guys, we thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, and please leave your feedback in comment section whether you like the video or not, and if you want any video to be covered, any topic to be covered in the next video, you can definitely do that. You can put your views in comment section, and we will definitely work on that. Okay, and at the end we want to say that we will be trying to cover all the syllabus of RBI grade B, SEBI grade A, and we will try to come up with more videos frequently, so that it helps you out in your it helps you out for preparing, so that it can help you out in preparing for so guys, thank you once again for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.